Hello and welcome to our Timberborn Ironteeth Meander playthrough, episode 2. So I had a bit of an issue. I actually already recorded this episode once and then realized I didn't have my mic turned on the entire time. So I figured the easiest way to redo it would be to, well, redo it. I thought about just commenting over audio over the top of the previous clip, but I felt that wouldn't be nearly as natural because even I can't remember exactly what I was rambling about at any given time. So I'm going to redo this, but I'm going to try to do it as similarly as I did in my previous attempt. Um, let's see, I did have some comments that we should increase this canal to a depth of 2, and we will do that. That will be one of the priorities so that this can hold more water. Right now, we need to make this side of the riverbank match the height over here, and that will allow us to expand that. In addition, it was mentioned that this bad water source is closer to our colony than the good water sources. So when the droughts end, bad water can creep back this way before the good water starts flowing. It does stop around here before the good water catches it, but we don't want it to reach over here and start contaminating the soil. What could be a real issue is during a bad tide, this isn't flowing at all, but this bad water source is. And then the bad water can back up to our first dam. We definitely don't want that. So we will want some sort of dam here, even if it's right here, to just keep the bad water away from where we're growing trees and crops. The other consideration is we are on cycle 4 now. That means we technically have a chance for a bad tide. So we want to be prepared just in case that happens. So how we're going to deal with that, I think, is we're going to try to get up here. And we are going to build some floodgates over here. If we can get the water too high, 2 tiles high, even just above the one of this, the 1.0 height, the bad water will flow out this way harmlessly and avoid our colony. So that's going to be our goal. I think we're going to focus on that just in case a bad tide comes. And then the secondary focus would be another dam along here, again in case a bad tide comes, so that the bad water doesn't back up all the way to our trees over here. That would not be good. We are still desperately in need of labor and water. I don't want to go too crazy with population because we only have so much water, but let's see what we can get done here. I'm going to unpause it. That's enough of me just rambling without the game going. First things first, we have access to all of these trees up here and these ones as well in a little bit. I want to get up here as soon as possible in case a bad tide comes. So how we're going to do that is just building, actually, right. What am I doing? Right like that. Build some stairs. Perfect. And we can build a lumberjack flag over here. And mark some trees for cutting. I want to initially start by marking some of these over here so that we clear a path over to this side. So I do want that to be a high priority, but they can't do that until they build this, and we will need one more plank for that. We do have a beaver in our industrial lumber mill. I think we can take a beaver out of the fermenter and then one out of the power wheel, the large power wheel, which we also have been calling the wheel of shared shame, because then it has the appropriate level of power here. And with that, we can put another beaver in our deep water pump. See, we got all the planks we need now. And the water is flowing now, so we don't actually need anybody in the shared wheel of shame. I want to keep the planks going because to build the floodgates over here, we are going to need planks. So we're going to actually put another beaver in there to make some more planks. We do need logs as well. And to address the log needs, we're going to tap into these trees over here. I do believe would be the best way. So let's go ahead and build a large pile over here. And maybe for now, just a small one over here. Lumberjack flag. And mark all of these dead trees for cutting. That one, oh, that wasn't a marking for cutting. That one lumberjack flag won't be able to reach all of these, but we'll see how far he can reach. A decent ways. Oh, can't even reach there. I don't like that, actually. I want him to at least be able to reach all the way to the side. Maybe... There we go. I'm more happy with that spot. All right, pump water, pump water. We still have... Do we have any thirsty beavers yet? No, but we have hungry ones. We have some fermented cassavas, which is great. And we have some kohlrabies coming in. Also good. Let's see. Because we have access to all of these logs, I do think I'm going to replace these birches with oaks. Just to save the labor of replanting them. Yeah. So where are our unemployed beavers at the moment? They are... Okay, it's at the fermenter? No, that's paused. A gather flag is paused. The inventor huts and a lumberjack flag. Which lumberjack flag doesn't have a beaver? That one? No, we need that one to have a beaver. Let's see, where can we find another beaver? Well, right now, until we have some more supplies, probably don't need them in the district center. In a little bit, we can free up some more labor from the water pump. And that will be good. All right, so to build this bad water diversion, we're going to need to get down here. Oh no, they need to chop that tree too. Oh no, poor planning. My arch nemesis. Okay, we'll get a way down there. We will. It just might involve destroying one of these trees. Oh, they can just walk right through it for now. So that's good. As soon as this one's gone, we can actually make a path. We are going to destroy that one. Destroy resource. Bump up the priority on that. So what we're going to use to block this off for our diversion is I'm thinking we're going to use double floodgates. They are expensive, but I think it's going to be the best way to quickly get the height at the level that we need. Guess the other option would be single floodgates and levees on top. That could be useful as well. But then we can't let any good water through. It would only... I mean, we could... When the good water's flowing, it would split it half and half. And that's not exactly ideal either. So I think the double floodgates are going to be the way to go. Costs a lot of science, unfortunately. This would be the cheapest place to build across. Or actually even right here. But I do want this to eventually... I'm going to put levees here. And this will become our reservoir. So I don't want to be too far back this way. I'm thinking right here is where we're going to put those double floodgates. And they are extremely expensive for what we have now. 20 logs and 10 planks. That's why we still have beavers in the industrial lumber mill. And we're taking advantage of the free water wheel power while the water is flowing. Okay, these birches are done growing. I'm going to plant oaks there. And even some more oaks, because we are going to need them. I'm actually not going to plant right here. Drought approaching. Okay. Drought approaching. That means we have more time. It's not a bad tide. So we do have more time with that. So instead, I'm going to switch our focus to trying to get this too deep instead. So I'm going to put all of this on, maybe not very low, but low priority. And we're going to start putting we need levees. We don't have the science for levees. Okay. We definitely want some science for levees. We can take a beaver out of the water pump to try and get another inventor going. Yeah. After these oaks are planted, I'm going to take one out of the forester even. Okay, this lumberjack's not doing anything. He can be paused. Actually, he will never have anything to do again. It's deleted. All right, now we have some jobs available. Well, we have some labor that we can be putting to use. So, I think it would be helpful to get one hauling post going, just so we can put like a small pile of logs here and have them use that to build these levees. But to focus the logs over there, we need haulers. So I am going to invest in one hauler with the hauling post. Put it there, top priority. We have the planks. Actually, we don't need 2 beavers in here anymore. We can get additional workers building. Because I might even want to pause this entirely, to be perfectly honest. It's kind of nice to use the free power, but the levees that we're going to need to make this happen are going to just need logs. So we have all the planks we need for this drought, really. No good selected. Logs, actually. That's your good. So, well, he's still planting some oaks. Okay, so that's fine. We still got kohlrabies. We're full on water. We might want to build another tank to just store more water before this drought hits. Yeah, I don't think we're going to quite get this accomplished like I wanted to. Okay, so this won't be ready for this drought, so I am going to switch over to just building more water tanks for the time being. Maybe even one over here so they don't have to travel as far. So this guy, and when the builders are working over here, they don't have to travel as far. So we're going to put those on high priority, and we'll be building this during the drought. That way we can store up more water before the drought, and hopefully just not have to pump during it. That's my thought process right now. Okay, and until that's completed, they won't even go over here, so. Yeah, one day until this drought starts, I would like to get more water pumped up. Let's set these inventor huts back down to low priority, just so they can do other jobs in case we need them. Okay, we definitely don't need this many haulers. Just one would be plenty. So he's going to help move stuff. That's going to be very helpful in the long run for us. Now we got 2 beavers in the Let's see. We can set that to supply and set this one to obtain, and that one hauler will move it around for us. This is obtain. That can be whatever. It's time to mark the rest of these trees for cutting, so that this beaver has something to do. And there's a lot of trees right next to him, and we need the logs. Okay, with that in mind, we have the signs for levees now. Before we replace this dam here, we need to make sure that this side is too high. So we're going to start with that. All right, we stored up a little more water during that drought. Not much. I mean, during that time before the drought. But every little bit's going to help. We actually are going to have to pause both these. An 8-day drought this time. Pretty long. We're going to pause these so that we can keep our crops irrigated. I think we have enough water stored up. Let's see. 8 days, we have 16 beavers. So 16 times 2, that's 32 water a day. Times 8, maybe we don't have. What is 30? My math skills are failing me. 32 times 8 is 256. So we're pretty close. So in a couple days, we'll maybe turn one of these back on. But for now, we can utilize that labor elsewhere. Like in our builder's hut, for instance. Can pause this guy even. And this guy's not even busy doing anything. We do want to mark those new trees we planted for cutting. Okay, they already are. Good. Love to see it. It might even be time to plant a few more kohlrabies, to be honest. I think that's going to be a good idea for us. Our population is growing with these breeding pods. Okay. I don't think we're in a terrible spot here. We have a lot of planks left to work with. These will require a lot more, but we can kind of focus on getting this up at the moment. This guy really doesn't have anything to do right now, so I'm going to pause him. And what can we use him for in the meantime? Let's see. Honestly, I think we need another lumberjack flag to just help get some more of these trees going. So let's do that. Bump that up in priority because we are running out of logs now. Okay. Okay, this is coming along nicely, though. I think I'm going to go ahead and build levees here with dams on top of them. And another levee there. Okay. So then we'll just have to replace this and put a stairs right where this birch is growing. Actually, no, we don't. We'll put the stair right there. Let's make this one a levee instead. So that birch will be a pathway. Because we're not using ladders. So ladders would allow us to just put a ladder here and then not have to worry about a pathway. Because the pathway can go right underneath it. But we're not doing that this time. So we just need that birch to be harvested. And we need a lot more logs before we're even at that point. Oh, I see these trees are ready to be harvested. Some of these pines. Let's unpause this lumberjack flag. I'm thinking I might open up another spot in the haulers just to get them moving these logs around out of these lumberjack flags and stuff a little bit sooner. I'll tell him to prioritize by haulers to get the logs out of there because they're so far away from where they're being used. I think that would be a good strategy. We actually have all the science we need right at this exact moment. And to speed this up, I think we might even open up a third hauler. Although it is pretty much time to start pumping, I think. I'm gonna have one pump going here. I took a beaver out of there. We don't want that. Let's bump this back down. We do want this lumberjack flag to be utilized. All right, that birch is cut down, so we can build that path there. And now we can replant that with an oak, potentially. We do have to get our forester in again to replant these pines. Hopefully that didn't take out of anything too important, like this lumberjack flag. Okay, that one's still going. Okay. We have 3 unemployed spots, so I don't know where that last one is. Let's find out. Our forester. We need our forester, though. We'll specifically take it out of the hauling post, I guess. Wait, we don't need this gatherer flag. We got plenty of berries right now. All right, so this is coming along nicely. After this is complete, we will just have the pathway be on top here. And we can delete this one, and we'll get a lot of logs back for that. So that will be excellent. And all we'll have to do, once we have this completed, since we'll have a path on top, we can delete this road and put another levee there. Food's doing good. We're not keeping up with our harvesting of our food at the moment. I'm going to watch that just a little longer, see if maybe just all of these kohlrabies coming in at the same time because they're planted at the same time kind of messed with that. Or if we actually need to build another farmhouse potentially. I am going to pause this. It looks like our water is getting very low. Too low. Really hope we can keep this irrigated. The kohlrabies do have a 2-day drought resistance. So hopefully they don't die. This is still irrigated at the moment. So we're doing okay, but it's close. There's not a lot of water left in this reservoir, guys. Building lacks workers. Okay, that's fine. Our population is actually growing, so I'm glad to see that. Is this full of cassavas yet? Pretty much. Might soon be time to unpause that fermenter. All right, water will be coming in 1.6 days, and this isn't empty yet, so our kohlrabies won't die. We can pump a little more if we want. And I think we do want. Because we're getting kind of close to being thirsty. Let's see. All of the grown trees over here have been harvested. We can then... Oh, I had the beaver selected, not the... Oh, that road wasn't connected. That would be why they haven't started building that yet. I selected the beaver instead of the lumberjack flag. I can't pause the beaver. I have to pause the lumberjack, the building. All right, no more water. Take them out of there. We are full on cassava storage, guys. More or less. Hopefully they can harvest all those. Let's go ahead and turn that large power wheel back on and the fermenter back on. Just one working in each, and that'll give us some more food. Half a day till the water comes. This still isn't done. I really wish it was, though. So that's a little unfortunate. We're just lacking the logs at the moment. This beaver is pretty much done. He is done, actually. How much more logs do we need? Quite a bit. And this needs more plank. Okay, no, it doesn't need more planks. Okay. Let's see here, though. How can we get the logs we need for this? Well, the one way, we would get quite a bit of logs back when we delete this. But it's kind of risky. They won't have access to this side till that's done. I think we just let it go for the moment. It shouldn't be too long. Okay, so none of our kohlrabies died. We can harvest that one single tree too. That's an option, of course. Maybe what we do is we rebuild a, seems kind of silly, but we put another lumberjack flag here, maybe even closer to the trees. Ah. This is done. And it's all getting flooded right now. That part is not ideal. We need a levee here. Levee there. And we can definitely delete all of this. No problemo. That is top priority. Before all of this gets flooded away. Come on, guys. You got all these logs here. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to put that at medium priority and tell them that picking up these logs, that's a higher priority. Actually, just one stack of them. Ah, that warehouse being flooded is being a problem. They can't use it. Beavers, where are you? We are having an issue. They can't pick up this rubble and just directly use it. It has to go back to a storage place first, which in this case is over here because this one is flooded. Not great. Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but this will be done shortly. And then we can get on with not having everything flooded. Come on, just 2 more logs. Okay, finish it. Okay, great. Now our system is working as intended. It just took a whole day basically to get it sorted. Almost 2 days. Jeez, that was not ideal. Anyway, this is good. This is too deep. We need to be pumping water. Holy crap, we are almost out. All right. We don't need anybody on this wheel of shame anymore, or anybody in here. We are out of water, guys. That was an oversight. I was too worried about this flooding. I forgot to turn these pumps back on. It's taken care of now. We're okay. Everything's fine. Just, it's not great. Let's get more oaks planted while we have a chance. Because we are going to need them. Hey, some of these oaks are coming online just in time. Wonderful. I actually like to see that. Are we starting on these at all? We are. But that means we're going to need more planks here soon. But pumping is more important than planks. Let's take some builders out in order to make more planks, because that's what we're going to need to get these floodgates going. Yeah. There we go. Excellent, actually. We're looking a lot better than it did a second ago. No beavers got thirsty, I don't think. Okay. We're doing okay, guys. We have recovered. I'm just worried about a potential bad tide. Not a bad tide. Okay. Just another drought. That is, I'm actually very happy to see that. That's going to make things a lot easier. It's still good to start preparing for the bad tide. So in addition to our Badtide preparations, the next thing we're going to be working on is expanding our water storage in the tanks. By doing that, I mean unlocking medium tanks. So for the medium tanks, we need a gear workshop. So let's go ahead and unlock that. We're not going to build it quite yet because gears use up planks, and we need the planks for this project. You know what's going to speed this project up here a lot? If you've been paying attention, you know the answer is a pile set to obtain for planks. That way the builders don't have to walk all the way over here to the current plank storage in order to build this. We're going to set that at high priority there. We are going to... These beavers are done. We can delete those. All of those trees that we had there, we used up. But there are trees to harvest over here. So we can put those beavers right to work. Power for this. We have plenty of power. Good. Taking advantage of that water while it's flowing. I just don't want to take away from this. This really is only going to help us for the Badtide at the moment. But it is... Well, I guess it'll store some water up here too during the drought that we can release down here. So that will help as well. But its main purpose is a bad water diversion. Yeah, we're recovering pretty well, actually. Liking the look of this. This isn't full of water. We're not completely full of water, so I'm going to keep on pumping. And just let it keep going, actually. I think I might even set this to obtain, because that's where we're building at now. Do we need another? I guess we don't have much for haulers right now. That's kind of the problem. The storage of these is building up. So that's why they're not harvesting as fast. So I actually think we will get these trees harvested faster. Counterintuitively, if we pause this for another hauler. And then maybe we prioritize this building by haulers. This one's just set to accept. This one is set to obtain. Okay. Is this one set to supply? No? Should be. So we still need 40 planks, and we actually have those 40 planks. So we could probably at least slow down and use one worker in the lumber mill. And then we can put another in the district center. I am glad we got this done. This deeper reservoir is going to come in very handy. I'm going to pause one of the pumps just so we don't empty it too quickly. We don't need to be nearly as worried about that. Simply because of the fact that it's twice as deep. And this one's only a 7-day drought. The last one was 8. So this one's actually easier than the last drought. So this will get finished. No problem. We should shift our attention to our other bad water issue. And that issue is that we need to do something about, if the Badtide comes, the water backing up here. It would be good to put a dam right where it flows. It's kind of hard to reach there at the moment. Well, not super hard, actually. So this would be good. We would just have to build a ladder down here and then a path out this way. And then we'd have a lot more area irrigated. However, a lot of the area that would be irrigated by that, there's not a whole lot of growing space. So it wouldn't be a huge benefit. Obviously, it would store more water, but it'd also have a lot of surface area. It's only 1 tile deep, so a lot of water would be lost to evaporation. Just going all the way over here has, there's definitely some benefit, but I think we would get just as much good use out of it to put a dam, say, right here. That way the bad water stays down this way, stays away from our current growing area, and it's a shorter path. Like, this is pretty wide. I think this is less. Let's see. So we could get away with it. 6 levees there, or 6 dams. Here we would need 8. So less resources if we put it over here. And I think that should be fine, to be honest. Actually, now I'm getting sneaky thoughts. I don't know if I should say it quite like that, but I kind of like the idea of having the one deep extended area here, because we can plant mangroves there. Iron teeth have access to mangrove trees, which grow partially submerged, and they produce mangrove fruits when they're fully grown. I think that would be a wonderful idea for this area, actually. So those need to be planted by a forester. So we will need a method to get down there. Right, like that. And that'll help us build this out anyway. What am I looking for? Landscaping. Damn. Right there should be good. Our logs are looking a lot better. Our water is looking a lot better. Still have a couple planks. Most of them are being used over here. But we're still producing more. To produce more, we are going to need to put somebody back in the Wheel of Shared Shade. Food's not looking great, guys. We are going to need more food for sure. And I think for any more food, we're going to need to build a second farmhouse. It just sucks because we are strapped for labor at the moment. But I think if we put just one in there, that will help. So we'll plant some more kohlrabis and even some more cassavas here. Don't remember where exactly the fertility, the irrigated land ends once this gets only 1 deep. So I don't want to go too far this way at the moment. I think we can start planning out how we're going to build our gear workshop, though. We're going to want platforms eventually. And if we build just a platform there, then this becomes an excellent spot for our gear workshop. Okay. We should get medical beds too. In fact, let's unlock that now in case somebody gets injured. There is a chance in this lumber mill and the gear workshop that somebody could get injured. So I want to have those before we need them. I'll put them down right there. Looking good. Then for our medium tank, we are actually going to... Oh, we do have the science for that, so that's also great to see. I thought we would be lacking it. Holy... I wasn't even watching and they built this whole thing. Excellent. Love to see it, actually. Still just waiting on a few logs for this. Let's put that back up to like normal priority. Because it's so close to being done, let's get it actually done. Population has steadily increased. Let's see. And that's good. We wanted that. Could work on expanding the well-being a little bit. Be kind of nice to get some showers going in here. It's just a matter of where to put them. unless we unplant some of these berries, there's not a whole lot of area. I'm still nervous to delete berries on Iron Teeth. I always am, because they do need them for the breeding pods. The food, as a food source itself, they're not great, but you need them for those breeding pods. It's kind of nice that these pines are actually propagating themselves some. All right, Badwater diversion system is up and running for if we get a Badtide. Excellent. I don't want the beavers to even be tempted to walk down here, so I'm going to delete that, along with the path, just to keep things. I almost deleted those guys. that would not have been funny at all. Actually, it would have been hilarious, but it would have been embarrassing. So in this game, when you click to delete something, it asks, "Are you sure?" Well, it skips asking that if you hold down Shift when you click to delete it, which I often do. So that's a little tip to speed up your demolition, but be warned, you can do accidents like I almost did here and delete the floodgates I worked so hard to build. So just keep that in mind, that there's potential for backfire there. All right. Let's see. We're going to want storage for our gears. I want more than the 30 of the small warehouse, so I am going to build the medium warehouse. I don't need 200 exactly, but I want more than 30. If there's an option for a warehouse that held 100, I would probably build that for this. But there's not. So be it. Okay. So what happened there? I've never seen it flash quite that quickly, or maybe I've just never paid attention at that exact moment. This was going right at the level of one tile deep, 1.0, and when this would pump water out of it, this would drop below that. So that limited the irrigation space there. And then more water from over here would flood in to fill that, and it'd bring it up back above one, so it'd expand the irrigation range again. And it just kind of kept flashing between those two for a while there. That was kind of cool. Interesting effect of having the pump there, I guess. Let's see. Each of these barracks hold 10 beavers. So we are doing fine on housing, which is excellent. And our population is steadily increasing. I'm not sure where we'll level off at. I'm debating if we want another breeding pod. I'd like to expand the population some, because we have a lot of tasks we're doing. It's just so risky to do it. I am nervous to do that. Maybe for now we just have one less hauler in order to what did I even want that other beaver to do? I can't remember. This guy's not even busy right now. We don't need a one less hauler. I guess I want the fermenter going. Oh, I was going to put another beaver in the large power wheel. That's what I was thinking of. Because this takes a lot of energy. A lot of demand from the gear workshop. But we have the flowing water again that's helping out with that. Probably is time to unpause the fermenter, though, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, we need the food. Yeah, we do not have enough power. Where can we find more power? Oh, at this stage, I'm a little nervous about taking labor off of the forester, just in case I forget to turn it back on. There, we're not building a lot. We don't need so many there in the district center being builders. So we can put another one on the shared wheel of shame. There, now we're meeting our power demands. Just in time for the working day to end. Wonderful, wonderful. Little poor planning. It's okay. Pretty soon we'll have some of these oaks to chop down. Like these ones are getting closer. So are these. Few days yet. If we become desperate, we could turn this guy back on to have him chop that one oak. And even this guy on to chop some of these pines. We should look around if there's any other easily accessible trees. You'd have to build 2 stairs here. Then you could get access to all of that, so that's an option. And we do want to get up there to get access to scrap, too. There's also this scrap, which is closer to our base. But we'd have to build 3 steps to reach that. Be nice to get over here as well. Why do I keep thinking that there is a ruin up here? There is not. There's only the one ruin on this map, I guess. What is up there is a whole bunch of dead oak trees, which are pretty tempting as well. Badtide is approaching. Okay. Well, we have all of our measures set up for Badtide. Oh, that's right. That's what we were in. We were going to plant some mangrove trees. That'll be another food source for us. And we won't mark those for cutting right away. Actually, we can delete that road and have more room. How far can he reach? Right here. Excellent. So that could be another food source. They'll just take a few days to get going, and then this gatherer flag here can pick them. All right, awesome. And if we ever are in need, like a pinch for wood, we can chop those down. 2 days till the Badtide. Do we have the gears? We do have the gears finally. Let's lock this medium tank. Let's get it built already. It is time. High priority. Set it to water. We have all the gears and all the planks, so it should go pretty quick. Just need a few more builders to help it speed along here. All of our cassavas are fermented. We can pause that. Get another builder. Excellent. This guy's busy planting mangroves. The water tank is done. Let's unpause this water pump and just pump as much water as we can until this Badtide hits. We're up to 20 beavers. Even without building another breeding pod, our population has steadily increased. Do we still have Justin Beaver alive at all? Oh, we do not. Let's hop out houseplant. Let's see if we can find a young one. That sounds kind of bad, actually. This one is only 10 years old now. Young enough to be Justin Beaver Jr. We'll try to keep a better eye on this one. We have an injured beaver. I am glad we built the medical beds. We'll keep pumping some more water here. Unfortunately, we don't have... These aren't floodgates or anything. And there's those sluices here, so there's no way for us to let water out to refill up these mangroves. So that's a little bit of a problem. We'll need floodgates to make that, not floodgates, sluices to make that more automatic. Okay. It's looking pretty good. We're getting up there in water. This one water pump pretty much doubled, not water pump, water tank, medium tank, pretty much doubled our capacity for water. So I love to see that. All right, it's Badtide time. It's coming. Just to make sure we don't get any bad water down here, we are going to close off those floodgates. And now I can demonstrate how this diversion system works. It will make the force of water to go up high enough that it can go right over there. and flow out that way. Now we did lose out on all the flow that was going this direction and going through our water wheels. There's still going to be some flow from this one once it equalizes. It's still just kind of adjusting to losing all of this flow. Our water wheels should turn some, but where all the flow always goes, bad tide or good cycle, is this area. So if we're going to rely on bad water power generation, 2/3 out of the time, every time except for a drought, this is going to be full. So that might be something to consider in the future. All right, so a little bit of these aren't turning at all still? That is surprising. Huh. Well, we need more workers on that wheel. Let's get another one on the fermenter too. We are getting pretty long on this video. We are at 51 minutes. Let's see. This probably would have been an okay place to stop it, but I think I will go to the end of this Badtide, and we'll just see what else we can get done. I do want to pause these to make sure we can keep the crops irrigated, and we have 450 water stored. That's just fine. All of our mangrove trees are planted. Now, planted trees don't spread naturally, but if you clear the planting area, those, once they're fully grown, will start propagating, just like these pines have. They'll have a chance to produce a new one by them. So by not having these marked for cutting or marked for planting, this row here, that is the last row our forester could reach. They'll produce more mangrove trees, and they'll fill up this whole area eventually, given enough time. So that is going to be super useful. We'll just let that go. 20 days total to start getting another food system up and running. I like it. Let's see, what else should we be focusing on next? Well, I suppose the next goal, now that we have medium tanks, we really need to work on expanding our reservoir. To make this happen, I want access to the edge of this area, so I am going to delete those berries. I know I'm scared of it. Maybe I'm more scared than I need to be. Let's turn this gatherer flag on here just to see if they can harvest maybe that one even. I don't know. Nah, it's not necessary. There's no point in waiting. So, how I envision this reservoir. It would be nice if we had sluice gates for it. In fact, that's so far away, I just don't know if that's worth it to access our metal. It probably makes more sense, even though it's going to cost more stairs. It's just so much closer to our colony to go, say, like that. I don't like how that zigzag quite there. It's got a zigzag some, but I don't think we even need 4 builders right now. Although, what else would we have them do? I don't know. Maybe being another lumberjack. Yes, that's a good idea. All of our cassavas are fermented again, so we can pause him and get another hauler. Takes 250 to unlock the scavenger flag. We don't have that science yet. Honestly, that's something that we really need. To just get more science before we can advance. We don't need any more gears than what we have. We can turn that off. It's just burning through planks. I don't know if we need a whole lot more planks either, to be honest. So instead, let's build more inventor huts to help with the science demand that we're having here. Got an injured beaver? No, we got a homeless beaver. That's not acceptable. Let's fix that. Housing. We need another barracks. Yeah, that spot will work just fine, I think. Can even connect those two spots. Then for our well-being buildings, sorry, our decorations, build a shrub there and a roof, say. So this one's already getting the roof bonus, so we can put it right there. Are there any of these that we can build? Not really. Lantern just requires planks. We can build a lantern. There we go. That'll help out our well-being. This building isn't connected by a path. I don't know what it's talking about. There's a path right there. All right. We are kind of going down on berries. We actually should consider turning this gatherer flag back on. Just even with these 2 breeding pods, our population has steadily increased. So a major pitfall of Ironteeth is building too many breeding pods early on, and your population grows too quickly. It's just not sustainable. You need to make sure you have the water storage and production and the food production to support that amount of beavers before you do that. Let's see. We have that science for that scavenger flag. Let's start getting some scrap metal stored up, shall we? We shall. Large industrial pile. Scrap. I'm surprised nothing is turning here. Because there still is this flow. I guess it's just so small across such a large area that it's not even enough to register on here. If we built levees here to concentrate the flow over there, that would be a different story, I'm sure. I wonder if it's worth considering doing that soon. I think I'm more interested in getting metal to get sluices, to be honest. And then I start making a decent reservoir here. That's going to be the next goal. Oh, we have rock cassavas again. Let's unpause the fermenter. So to get sluices, we are going to need also the smelter. But the smelter itself needs 30 scrap. So until we have that, doesn't make much sense to unlock it. So we need 300 science for the smelter and another 400 for the sluice. We need science, guys. We need science so bad. You know, we paused almost everything over here. We don't need 3 beavers on the shared wheel of shame. 1 is plenty for that fermenter. That puts some more beavers in the inventor huts. We're also not building anything. Let's get more beavers in the inventor huts. Berries are looking good. This guy's not busy doing anything at all. Our water has dried up over here, and because we don't have a sluice gate, there's no way to allow water to come back over there. So that's not great. Let's pause that pump. Actually, we only have a day and a half left. This is telling me we really need to make progress on building up this reservoir. We just simply do not have the water storage to... We're losing too much water on the drought. We need to increase our reservoir. And honestly, wouldn't hurt to have another medium water tank. That way we can focus on really stockpiling water during the temperate cycle. And then we don't need to worry so much about pumping during the drought or Badtide. All right, we are coming up on the end of this video here shortly. Things we accomplished today, actually quite a bit. We got mangroves planted, which was excellent. We made our main irrigation canal / reservoir here 2 deep. And we added a bad water diversion and another dam over here to keep this bad water away. Although unfortunately, with where that bad water goes, there's not a whole lot more room for these mangroves to grow. They are going to get contaminated if they get too close to that bad water. So, you were right again. Maybe over here would have been a good spot. The dam, we can consider that in the future. It's still a great idea. I hope you don't feel like I discredited your idea by building it here. It was just easier to reach for the time being. All right, we have the good water coming in. Let's let it flow. Not to be confused with let it go. All right, so none of our mangroves... Okay, some of our mangroves did die. That's unfortunate. Replant dead trees not marked for cutting. Yes, please. Before we end this episode, I want to get these mangroves planted, and then I'll unmark them for planting to allow them to naturally expand again. All right. So I said what we accomplished today, which is good to acknowledge. Let's acknowledge what we're looking to do next episode. I am going to try to get sluices and to expand this reservoir. 100% that is my goal. And I'm going to try to just keep these beavers pumping this entire temperate cycle. Store up as much water as beaverly possible, and then go from there. We have 2 unemployed beavers. Huh. Did we just make another inventor? No, we put another guy here. Maybe we do make another inventor hut. Nope. It was supposed to be the end of the episode. I'm getting distracted again. That'll be the last thing I do here. I promise. And another inventor hut will be good. But yeah, we're going to focus on getting sluices and build a proper reservoir up here. And then we can go from there. That will be one of our major goals next time. To do that, we're going to need to get metal production going. So there's a lot to accomplish next episode. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you watched to the end, thank you so much. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps me out. I'm trying to build this channel up. I am so thrilled with the amount of engagement these videos have already gotten. We got 4 or 5 consistent viewers that are commenting and watching. And thank you guys so much. And I will see you next time.